If you've never ridden with a wax bike chain, you might be wondering, what is all the fuss about and is it worth the effort? Well, I've been using immersion hot wax with my bike chains for 5 years and I'll never go back to oil-based lubricants. A wax chain is just better. Done well, waxing gives greater watt savings. It's so much cleaner than oil lubricants and will extend the lifespan of your chain and drivetrain. You'll never experience another oily chain kiss on your sock or calf muscle, and anytime you need to change a rear wheel tube puncture, you'll be grateful not to get your hands covered in greasy muck. It is fair to say that chain waxing is a little more fiddly and it does require a little bit of an upfront investment. However, once you are in the swing of things, you won't think twice about it. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll know enough about the process to decide whether chain waxing is for you and exactly how to go about it. Here is what you'll need to get started. A small 3-litre slow cooker, a pair of master link pliers, an old wire coat hanger with a 6-inch length cut out of it. You'll need the main part to suspend the chain on, and if you choose to, the smaller part you can use for a clever chain reassembly hack that I'll show you at the end. Wax. I use molten speed wax. It comes available either granulated in a plastic bag or sold as solid pucks. There are many different brands and variations of wax available. A clean rag, and optional is some alcohol cleaning spray. Find a suitable workspace and make sure that your drivetrain is in the smaller chainring at the front and the smallest possible cog at the rear. It may not be in the smallest cog, it might be in the second smallest. This will make sure that you have the least tension in the chain. Now you can either put your bike right side up in a work stand if you have one, or if you don't, just flip it upside down so it's balancing on the handlebars and the saddle. Locate the master link and make sure that it's positioned at the high point of the drivetrain. Use your master link pliers to compress the link so that the 2 individual pieces can be removed. Before you separate this link, make sure that you have a firm hold of each end of the chain so that it doesn't spring back suddenly. Carefully pull the entire chain off the chainring, around the cassette and through the derailleur. Make sure your chain does not strike and damage your bike frame. Gently pull the 2 master link pieces away from the chain and store them safely. Now give the chain a surface clean using your rag, but if it's particularly dirty, apply some alcohol spray to your rag first. Thread loops of the chain onto the wire hanger. It's easiest to make sure that the wire goes through the wider chain links, not the narrower ones. Turn on your slow cooker and place your chain with the hanger onto the solid wax. Allowing the wax to melt around the chain will give a better result than placing the chain straight into liquid wax. Leave the wax to melt, but take my advice and set yourself a timer just to make sure you don't forget it. For my cooker pot, it takes about 45 minutes for the wax to fully melt. When the wax is fully liquid, agitate the chain so that the wax fully penetrates to each chain roller. Lift the chain, still on the hanger, from the pot and suspend it somewhere to dry, either directly over the pot or place some paper towel underneath it to catch the drips. Once the wax is dry and the chain is cooled for about 10 minutes, you can use a fingernail to scrape off the little wax blobs. These can go back into the pot. Now pull the chain away from the wire hanger and straighten it out. Each link will now have a solid wax bridge and you can snap these by dragging the chain across a roller surface. If you don't have a barbell handy, you could use the handle of a wheelie bin or any smooth curved edge. Now making sure that you've got the chain the right way up, thread it carefully around the same cog on the cassette and through the jockey wheels of the derailleur, making sure you go inside the 2 derailleur guards. Now here is my secret little hack. Use the extra piece that you cut out of the wire coat hanger as a double-sided hook to take the tension away from the chain while you reassemble the master link. You can still get the job done without the wire hook, but it does make life easier. If you are going to use the hook, again, thread the wire through the wider links, not the narrower ones. Make sure you have about 1 inch of overlap of the chain ends. Bend each hooked end of the wire back over itself so the chain is securely held. Replace the 2 master link pieces on the free ends of the chain. Make sure your master link is replaced the right way around, particularly if you have a SRAM 12-speed chain. These links have one flat edge and one curved edge. I learnt the importance of this the hard way. Use your master link pliers to snap the master link back to full length and secure the roller pins in the right position. Then carefully check that the master link is correctly engaged on both sides. If only one side is properly engaged and the other is not, this chain is not safe to ride with. Remove the wire double hook and turn your bike right side up. Spin your cranks and make sure that the chain is operating correctly across multiple gears. Listen out for any chain jumping that might indicate that the master link is not properly reattached. Your bike is now ready to ride. But first, remember to turn off your slow cooker. Depending on the brand and who you choose to believe, each immersion waxing will last about 200 to 300 kilometers before you need to re-wax. So that's 120 to 180 miles. For the master links that I have, I'll normally reattach them up to 6 times and I'll replace the wax in the pot after about 25 immersions. I would advise against waxing the 2 master link pieces. It's really not necessary and it's more than likely that you'll lose them in the pot and you won't be able to get them out. Now, I've not discussed in this video how to prepare a factory bought chain ready for its first waxing. This is a much more complex procedure involving solvents and/or ultrasonic cleaners to remove the factory coating. I prefer to buy chains already prepared by the company Zero Friction Cycling, who are also based here in Adelaide where I live, home of the Tour Down Under. Leave the max to weld. Leave the max